One day, someone told me that I should make lemonade out of a lemon. But in my life, I did not only get one lemon, but a tree full of lemons, and I had to squeeze each, one by one. At 6 months old, I had poliomyelitis, an illness that affected my whole body. When I was young, I wanted to do what the other children did. I am from a family of 4 siblings that are considered normal by society, who could all run, play, and from there, my suffering started. In my first years of life, I spent more time in hospital than at home. The doctors told me to use an orthopedic appliance, which was made of very heavy iron that encompassed my legs up to my spine. At school, children would mock me because of it, or they would pity me. And that gave me a complex, a deep sadness, and a difficulty in relating to other people. I used to think, I will never be anybody in this life. I am inferior, the ugliest of all. I felt like rubbish. I became an adolescent, then a young woman full of complexes. I used to hide in my bedroom for hours, sometimes even for days, not wanting to eat, only crying. I listened to music and cried because I wanted to hide from life. This depression brought suicidal thoughts. I would hallucinate and have lots of thoughts that life was not worth living. One day, shut inside my room, I took a penknife and tried to slit my wrist. I wanted to end my life. Many people even try to show a smile in pictures, even if it's fake. But as you can see in this one, I could not even fake a smile, not even to show a little joy, because I had none. I did not see myself capable of dating anyone, of having a relationship, to love and be loved. I was blocked inside. The biggest prejudice or discrimination was not from other people, but from what I felt inside. I did not accept myself. In fact, I could see that I did not accept the way I was. That was how I came to the church, with my life completely destroyed, bitter with complexes. Here, I found something different. On the first day, I felt a welcoming feeling. I could see that people here were not preoccupied with the exterior. They did not judge my appearance or my disability, but they were interested in my soul. I came closer to the altar and said to God what I remember, even up until today. God, I am coming as a sad, bitter, unhappy, and abandoned woman. I have nothing to offer you. I only have this rest of life. Do you accept me? I have not met you before. I do not know you. If I leave here in the same way, I prefer that you kill me. Because this is the last door that I have. If I do not meet you here, then I will end up killing myself, for real. Or I will ask you to end my life, because it will have no meaning. After that prayer, I felt such a big joy. It was as if God had come closer, embraced me, and said, "Child, I do not look at your exterior. I love you the way you are. And just as I brought you here, I will transform you from now on. You will never be alone again. I will always be by your side." And so, God did. Since that first day, when I left the church, I felt different, with a joy, a smile in my eyes, and a peace that I had never felt in my life. When I arrived in the church, I heard about throwing oneself, to surrender 100% on the altar. At the beginning, I did not understand very well what that was, but that power took over me. My first campaign of Israel was for an inner change. Up to that point, I was worried about what other people thought of me, about my appearance, my bent leg, the disabilities of my body, or about what I was not so good at. No, that was no longer my focus. My focus was my inner self, what I should be to please God. Why? Because I saw that the suffering of my whole life was not because of the outside. It was not. The suffering I had was because of what I had within me. So, from that time, I understood that I should throw myself. I came to the church with a lot of difficulties, with rotten clothes, holes in my shoes, jobless. Then, I began generating my sacrifice based on this. My vow was made for the construction of my new identity. My nature, my spiritual birth, was created from the moment I presented my first sacrifice, which was nothing to human eyes, but it was everything in God's eyes. I gave my best. I threw my life. I threw my soul. I threw my complexes, my inferiority. I said, God, from today, no one in this world will say that I cannot. From today, I can do everything, because from today, you will empower me. From today, I choose myself because I know that you have chosen me. From that moment, my countenance changed. My thoughts and my life started to be something different. I had a big thirst, a big desire to know God better, to have an encounter with Him. I wanted to know more. I read the Bible. I came to the church every day, seeking Him early in the morning. On a Sunday, I had my encounter with Him, which was unforgettable. Such a joy and peace came over me. It was something indescribable. There and then, my life was transformed. I left there so happy that I wanted to talk about Jesus to everyone. My physical life had not changed. I was the same one. The disability was still there. The physical, the financial problems were still there. I did not have a car. I did not have means. But God's changed my life. Why was that? Because He changed my interior. He gave me what I didn't have my entire life. He turned me into His daughter. He entered me in such a powerful way that I forgot my complexes. I, who used to hide behind a sofa inside a room, started to save souls because He did something for me. People did not see it, but I had it inside me. I started serving Him with all my strength. I started chasing my dreams. I started studying, attending university. I began looking for a job, bought my first car. However, something was lacking. Someone to share my life with, to spend my day-to-day, to be my partner, to walk alongside me, the other axis of the cross who would complete me, someone who would make me happy, to make me feel loved. One day, as I served God as an assistant, helping people on a Sunday morning, a very disheveled man with a big beard who smelled bad came to the church. I invited him to come inside and started to accompany him so he could seek a transformation in his life, just as I had sought for myself. I did not imagine that this man would become my husband. If God had told me, this will be your husband, I would have laughed it off. No, God, a person with that kind of life, with this kind of story? No.
When I saw her, I found her beautiful, interesting, but she has a physical disability. For me, she has no disability. She has always been a normal person. She told me that she could not have a child because of her disability, but today we have a 14-year-old daughter.
From that moment, we started to build a life together. Along this journey, I got my degree as an educator. I always had a dream of opening a school. So, we began planning for it. Then we opened the school that today is a reference in our town. But what I have that is most precious in my life is the Holy Spirit. I had a mother who welcomed me, which was the Universal Church. My encounter with the church, when I first came, was on the week of the anniversary of the church. I saw that I was welcomed by a spiritual leader, Bishop Macedo, who also has a disability. So, I could mirror that. It made me see that he had overcome. I could also overcome. That week, I had my encounter with God, who made me a victorious person. I wake up every day thinking, How wonderful is God? How blessed is this house where He has welcomed me, where lives are transformed, which brings joy and peace. This mirror I had of this family, of the bishop, is a mirror that I will carry the rest of my life. He is a winner because he has his foundation not on his own strength, but on the power of God. God does not choose the ones who are strong, the ones who are able, but God chooses the ones who are nothing. From all the lemons I picked during my life, I transformed them into a big lemonade, which is sweetened by the Holy Spirit, and this is very good.